Maitreya Muni and Vidura. So, we have seen in the past verses where Kardama Muni glorified the Lord. Iti abbelikam pranuto. Pranuto means having been praised. And how he is praised? Abbelikam, very sincerely. So, when the Lord was praised by Kardama Muni, then what did the Lord do? Abjanabha. So the Lord, tam means to the Kardama Muni, abhabhase, he replied. How is replied? Vacasāmṛtena, with a nectarian word. And how the Lord had come? Suparna paksha upari. So the Lord has descended. Suparna means Garuḍa, paksha means on the shoulder, upari means upon. So the Lord was standing on the shoulder of Garuḍa. Like this, the darshan had by Kardama Muni. And the Lord was Rochamana, he was very much shining. Lord effulgence. And what was his mood? How was his face? Prema Ismita Udvikṣṇa. Udvikṣṇa means he was looking. How he was looking? Prem Ismita. He was looking very affectionately and with a smile. And what he was doing? Bibhramat Bhru. And he was smiling and looking, smiling, and he was affectionately looking. And also he was doing, what he was doing? Bibhramat Bhru. Bhru means eyebrows. So the eyebrows also he was moving. So Krishna especially, the Lord, his eyes is always moving. He is not stationary. So this beautiful picturization here is given by Sud Goswami. And he referring to talk which has happened. And Prabhupada is writing in the Purport, when the Lord speaks, he speaks from transcendental world. So there are two kind of vibration, one called material, another spiritual vibrations. So whatever Lord does is a transcendental. Since he is transcendental, his speech is also transcendental, as his activities, everything in relation to the Lord is transcendental. So can you see? Now in front of you, let's say Lord is standing and he is speaking to you. The very same which happened, the Kardama Muni, he was doing austerities for 10,000 years. Then he could able to see the Lord and he praised. And Lord, he spoke first, and after hearing, see, Lord can hear everything. So one of the quality of the Lord, he can hear, or he can hear and understand any language. Not in the language, he can hear and understand even the birds, the cows, any species talking, the Lord can speak to them, and Lord speaks to them. Which is very difficult for us to conceive. How? The words and activities of the Lord are deathless. Amṛtena, vacasāmṛtena. So what does it mean deathless? They don't have, there is no life. In the material world which we speak has no life. But the spiritual words, it is life. Nam Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Chaitanya means life. So Krishna's name, especially here is mentioned Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. It is alive. It's not some dead sound. Nama Prabhu, Hare Kṛṣṇa Prabhu. So, it's a person. Abhinitvan Nama Namino. The holy name and the Lord is non-different. Prabhupada says sound Krishna is non-different from Krishna. So that is recommended. When we are chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, we must hear with care, affection and respect. So here we see Kadar Muni, the Lord came in the front of him. He was very respectfully, very affectionately glorified the Lord. So when we are chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, Lord is descending and Lord is dancing on the tongue, the holy name, and descending in the front. So we should be very, very sincere, because he preached sincerely. So praising, we are chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa means we should be very sincere. The sound of this material world and that of spiritual world are completely different. Sound of spiritual world is nectarian and eternal. Golore ka premadhana, Harinama Sankirtana. So the Lord's His name and His Leela activities, Naam, Gun, Rupa, Leela. They are all eternal and they have deathless. Whereas the sound of material world is hackneyed and subject to end. And Prabhupada is writing, the sound of holy name, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, everlastingly increases the enthusiasm of a chanter. So when we chant Hare Kṛṣṇa, what should happen? Everlastingly increase the enthusiasm. So sometime, or maybe the most of the time, we won't feel, that's called bliss or enthusiasm increase. Why? It says when we chant Hare Kṛṣṇa, then everlastingly increase the enthusiasm of a chanter. And it's not tiring at all, Prabhupada is saying. Even 24 hours, if he chants Hare Kṛṣṇa 24 hours a day, he will never feel exhausted. Rather, he will feel encouraged to continue chanting more and more. So why does not happen to us? Because we are not hearing. We are hearing some other thoughts which are happening in the mind. So because we are not hearing most of the time, that's the reason we become tired, exhausted. And some of you wish to finish 16 malas so that today quota is over. I say now, when you finish 16 mala, you keep a weird wig wear so that you will not able to see that day. Next day only you should able to. So we don't have interest, we don't have attachment because we are not doing sincerely and properly. Father says chanting is a very easy, but one has to do sincerely. So this holy name is very powerful, and if we do sincerely, and as we know, we'll able to achieve the desired result. Whole Hare Kṛṣṇa movement, Krishna conscious movement, is based on chanting the holy name. One place Prabhupada says, I am writing so many books to just convince you that is the only the holy name can take you back to Godhead. By chanting the holy name, all the knowledge of the spiritual world will reveal into us if we do it sincerely, offenselessly. The Lord replied to Kardama Muni with words as sweet as nectar. The purport highlights that spiritual sound is distinct from material sound. It is eternal, nectarean, does not cause exhaustion, unlike the mundane, monotonous sound. Kardama Muni sincerely glorified the Lord, and in response the Lord immediately replied. So because sincerely glorified, immediately got the response from the Lord. So when we pray sincerely to the Lord, we can see the immediately response will come from the Lord. This demonstrates that when a devotee sincerely praises the glories of the Lord fully satisfied and bestows benedictions without hesitation. So Lord become very pleased. So we want to please the Lord become very pleased when you sincerely glorify it. The verse describes Lord Viṣṇu smiling and moving his eyebrows affectionately, showing that the Lord is not an impersonal force, but a person who reciprocates with the feelings of his devotee. Yatha mam prapadansi tam state bhajamya. Actually, you can speak to the Lord. And Lord also is, He's feeling, He has affection, He is smiling. So we have an eternal relationship with Krishna. That's the only true relationship we have. So the Lord is a person. And if anything sincerely, honestly we ask from the Lord will be very happy to bestow on us. The Lord Viṣṇu is described as shining beautifully on the shoulders of Garuḍa. This indicates that the Lord's form is transcendental, not made of material element. Kardama Muni's prayers were so potent that they moved the Lord to speak, to descend and then speak. This emphasizes the power of heartfelt prayers in establishing a personal connection with the Lord. So you can have a relation even here. You can speak to Krishna Balram. You can speak to Srila Prabhupada. So if we have that faith conviction, he is standing here, you can communicate with him. And transcendentally, mercifully find his reciprocation. Buddha is not a dead stone who cannot speak to his dear devotees. He cannot reciprocate. The Lord immediately addressed the mental and sensory discipline Kardama has performed, indicating he knows the desire of his devotee and fulfills them if they are good for him. So Krishna knows what we desire as a devotee. Krishna fulfilling everyone's desire. Eko bahu kam bahu. Eko bahunam. So he is fully fulfilling all the desire. But especially for devotees, he is very happy to fulfill the desire. The Lord is causelessly merciful towards his devotee and responds affectionately to pure, unallied service and praise. So Lord is very mercifully, causelessly replied. So we have been in this material world as we discussed in the past classes because of our desire to lord it over material nature. So Prabhupada is mentioning one of the lecture. He said the whole material cosmic situation, manifestation, what we see is just like the smoke. So this whole creation material world is just like a smoke, very beautiful analogy. So this whole material is just like a smoke. The fire is behind it. That is a spiritual sky. So is compare the spiritual sky is a fire and material world is like a smoke. But still in the smoke you can feel some heat also. So smoke is also not cold, it has some heat, some warmthness. Because warmthness is coming from fire. So there's a fire, when smoke comes, smoke has some warmthness. So similarly, this sound vibration of the spiritual world is here so that even in this material world, where there is a scarcity of that spiritual fire, so that spiritual fire is some warmthness. Similarly, here also in the material world there is a warmth of the fire, and that warmth of the fire, Prabhupada is saying, is Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. These 16 words. So as a fire is a warmth, but like warmth is kind of spiritual world. Similarly, this Hare Kṛṣṇa mantra had descended from a spiritual world. So Prabhupada writes, or Prabhupada speaks out in the purport of Hare Kṛṣṇa mantra. He said, the transcendental vibration establishes by the chanting of Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, is a sublime method for reviving our transcendental consciousness. So, this Hare Krishna mantra establishes as a sublime method, means most wonderful method, sublime method. Revive our transcendental concept. We have lost, we have forgotten Krishna. So by chanting Hare Krishna, we can remember Krishna. As living spiritual souls, we are all originally Krishna conscious entities. But due to our association with matter from time immemorial, our consciousness is now adulterated by material atmosphere. The material atmosphere in which we are now living is called Maya or illusion. Maya means that which is not. And what is this illusion? The illusion is that we are trying to be lords of material nature, which actually we are under the grip of her stringent laws. So we want to enjoy this material world. So that is called Maya. When a servant artificially tries to imitate the all-powerful master, he is said to be in illusion. So we are trying to exploit the resources of material nature, but actually we are becoming more and more entangled in her complexities. As we want to more enjoy, become more and more gripped by material nature, and we suffer more and more. So that's in Kali Yuga, the persons are trying to enjoy, they are becoming more and more implicated in suffering, in the distress. So how irony it is, we are trying to want to more enjoy, we are getting more suffering. Matta pramato. So we do not know how to really enjoy. But actually we become more and more. Therefore, although we are engaged in hard struggle to conquer nature, we are ever more dependent on her. As we are trying to conquer, we are becoming more and more dependent on her. This illusory struggle against material nature can be stopped at once by revival of our eternal Krishna consciousness by chanting. So by chanting Hare Krishna, we can stop all our illusory struggle against material nature. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, is a transcendental process for reviving the original pure consciousness. By chanting this transcendental vibration, we can cleanse away all misgivings within our heart. And what is a misgiving? Prabhupada explained. What is a misgiving behind heart? The basic principle of all misgiving, the root cause of all misgiving, is the false consciousness that I am the Lord of all I serve. I am the honor, I am the master, I am the enjoyer. That is a root cause for all misgiving. Kama, Krodha, Loha, Moha, Matsarya. So as long as we wish to enjoy, we think we are the master, we are the Lord and over, even material nature to the jiva, till then will be away from Krishna, all misgiving. Krishna consciousness is not an artificial imposition on the mind. Now some may say artificially you're trying to think of Krishna and chanting Hare Krishna, but says no, it's not an artificial imposition. This consciousness is the original natural energy of the living entity. When we hear this transcendental vibration, when we hear, not only speak, when we hear, when we do Sankirtana, we should hear Sankirtana. So when we hear this transcendental vibration, this consciousness is revived. This simplest method of meditation is recommended for this age. Which anyone can perform, and a small child can perform. But when we chanting, automatically ecstasy comes. And when you have Sankirtana, automatically start dancing, in the hand you start moving. Because the soul feels engladdened. By practical experience also, one can perceive that by chanting this Maha Mantra or the great chanting for deliverance, one can at once feel a transcendental ecstasy coming through from the spiritual stratum. See, that ecstasy comes also from the spiritual world. In the material concept of life, we are busy in the matter of sense gratification, as if we were in the lower animal stage. So as we are sensitive, we are in the actual animal stage. A little elevation from this status of sense gratification, one is engaged in mental speculation for the purpose of getting out of this material clutches. A little elevated from the speculative status, when one is intelligent enough, one tries to find out the supreme cause of all causes within and without. So mental intellectual platform. When one is factually on the plane of spiritual understanding, surpasses the stages of sense, mind and intelligence, he then on the transcendental platform. So to come out from sensual to mental to the and also the intellectual platform. So this by faulty intelligent we cannot understand. This chanting of Hare Kṛṣṇa mantra is enacted from the spiritual platform. Thus this sound vibration surpasses a lower strata of consciousness, namely sensual, mental and intellectual. There is no need therefore to understand the language of a mantra. One may not understand. Even it says insect, the plants will hear, they will get benefit. They may not know. So there is no need therefore to understand the language of the mantra, nor is there any need of mental speculation, nor any intellectual adjustment for chanting this Maha Mantra. It is automatic from the spiritual platform. As such, anyone can take part in chanting without any previous qualification. Of course, one is not expected to commit offenses on the grounds of spiritual understanding, but we must not commit the offenses. In the beginning, there may not be presence of all transcendental ecstasies, which are 6 in number, which we know. But there is no doubt that chanting for a while takes one immediately to the spiritual platform, and one shows the first symptoms of this is urged to dance along with the chanting the holy name. So we have seen this practically. When you chant, we start dancing. Even a child can take part in chanting and dancing. Of course, for one who is too entangled in material life, it takes a little more time to come to the standard point. But even such a materially engrossed man is raised to the spiritual platform very quickly. So when the mantra is chanted by a pure devotee of the Lord in love, it has a greater efficacy on the hearer. So when we hear about from Srila Prabhupada, it is very, very powerful. As such, this chanting should be heard from the lips of a pure devotee of the Lord, so that immediate effects can be achieved. As far as possible, chanting from the lips of non-devotees should be avoided. Milk touched by the lips of a serpent has a poisonous effect, Sanatana Goswami says. So when we hear Kirtan, is not the melodious sound, is a sincerity of hearing and chanting. Melodious sounds can be additional, but it's more important you're sincerely chanting and hearing. Even the Sankirtana. The word Hara is a form of addressing the energy of the Lord, and the words Krishna and Rama are the forms of addressing the Lord Himself. Both Krishna and Rama means, Krishna means all attractive and Rama means supreme pleasure energy of the Lord, called Rama, supreme pleasure. So both Krishna and Rama means the supreme pleasure, and Hara is a supreme pleasure energy of the Lord. Changed to Hare in the vocative. So actually it's Hara, so in vocative language called Hare. Radha, Radhe, Sita, Site. So the supreme pleasure energy of the Lord help us to reach the Lord. The material energy called Maya is also one of the multi-energies of the Lord, and the living entities are also the energy, Maya energy of the Lord. The living entities are described as superior to material energy. When the superior energy in contact with inferior energy, an incompatible situation arises. But when the superior marginal energy in contact with the superior energy Hara, it is established in its happy normal condition. So these three words, namely Hare, Krishna and Rama, are transcendental seeds of Mahamantra. The chanting is a spiritual call for the Lord and His energy to give protection to the conditioned soul. The chanting is exactly like a genuine cry of a child for its mother's presence. This is the chanting student like a child is crying for the mother. Mother Hara helps the devotee achieve the Lord's Father's grace, and the Lord reveals Himself to the devotee who chants this mantra sincerely. No other means of spiritual realization is as affected in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy as the chanting of Mahamantra Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare. So there is no other way. One place Prabhupada says, I am giving other engagement because you cannot chant Hare Kṛṣṇa mantra continuously always. Actually the whole purpose is there's only one way to go back to God in Kali Yuga, by chanting Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eve kevalam khalo nastyo 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 gatarannata. Prabhupada is writing the 427.7 Purport. It's not a lecture, Purport. In order to recognize by Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one should chant the holy name of the Lord continuously 24 hours a day. We should become addicted to chant Hare Kṛṣṇa. This chanting of Hare Kṛṣṇa mantra is enacted from the spiritual platform. Thus, this sound vibration surpasses all lower strata of consciousness, as we discussed, sensual, mental, and intellectual. And when we chant Hare Kṛṣṇa sincerely, all good intelligence will come how to act in this material platform. Prabhupada says, if you chant always Hare Kṛṣṇa, read my books, preach this philosophy sincerely, then Krishna will provide you with all facility and you will not fall down into the material entanglement. So Krishna will give everything when we full faith in the holy name, in the words of his spiritual master. Holy name, chanting of holy name, if we act it properly, without any offense, then we are directly in connection with Krishna. So offenseless chanting connect Krishna directly. Srila Prabhupada emphasized that the Hare Kṛṣṇa Mahamantra as a transcendental sound vibration, not material, directly connects the soul to Krishna. So now when you say, when hearing, the soul is getting connected to Krishna. Chanting loudly and hearing the sound attentively is taught by Srila Prabhupada. The mind is purified and focused, making it the most effective meditation for the spiritual advancement in this age by loud chanting. You simply hear when you say Hare Kṛṣṇa. You simply hear. You try to hear the very sound Hare Kṛṣṇa. That's all. Nothing more. This is the greatest meditation. And which can be performed anywhere. See, other meditation you require a sacred place and so many postures, other thing. But the topmost meditation can be done where even market you're walking, you can chant Hare Kṛṣṇa here. If the mind becomes disturbed while chanting, one should chant louder to force the mind to concentrate on the sound of Krishna. So when you're too disturbed, you're not able to chant loudly. Mind will be forced to hear. We should always remember that our body is not for sense gratification, it is for only Krishna's service. Don't feel yourself to be alone because Krishna is always with you. Don't feel you are left over. Even if you do not understand the philosophy, simply if you take part in these three things, chanting, dancing, and taking part in eating the prasadam, your life will become great success. If you cannot understand anything, simply chant, dance, and take prasadam. Prabhupada says many places, fourth thing, early morning chanting. Fourth thing in chanting. Early morning has to be done. Full concentration, distinct pronunciation, and attentive hearing. Attentive hearing, distinct pronunciation, full concentration, and it has to be done in the early morning. So that's why today morning Prabhupada says, is without any exception, is a compulsory to attend Mangala Arati, so that after Mangala Arati you can chant Hare Kṛṣṇa. So if you miss a Mangala Arati, what a great loss. Kirtan means both lecturing and chanting with music. Chanting with music is especially attractive for the mass of people. But talking from philosophy point of view on Krishna consciousness is also chanting. So we should chant here very sincerely. And all the great acharyas in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya has established how important the chanting is. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, this temporary life is full of miseries. Take shelter of holy name as your only business. So this material world is very, you have to take the shelter of holy name is our only business. If one chants the holy names of the Lord, even in helpless condition or without desiring to do so, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, all the reactions of his sinful life departs, just as when a lion roars, all the small animals flee in fear. Even if one is illiterate, he cannot do anything illiterate, he cannot read Bhagavad Gita, he can still perfect his life simply by chanting the Maha Mantra, the Krishna consciousness. Buddha is writing in the Matchless Gift. If one cannot read, one cannot understand, simply chant Hare Krishna. Any person who is chanting the holy names of Krishna in course of time feels transcendental pleasure and very quickly becomes purified of all material contamination. Simply by properly doing our japa daily, we can be freed from the reactions to all sinful activities properly. One should chant incessantly to avoid pride. Prabhupada is writing in the one of the purport of Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela. So if we have something, pride, something, superiority complex, I am better than others, one should chant incessantly to avoid pride. We cannot become fully Krishna conscious without chanting good quality rounds daily. This Prabhupada is saying. So good quality rounds daily. Chanting is the most powerful way to become Krishna conscious. Our strength is in following the regulatory principles and chanting our rounds, japa attentively. So like this, the many places Prabhupada says of all regulatory principles, the spiritual master ordered to chant at least 16 rounds is the most essential. So Prabhupada is chanting, Prabhupada is a minimum at least. Bhakti Siddha Thakur Maharaj says, japa must be held deep and not only with lips like something mechanical. Deeply we have to hold. In other way, chanting with the heart is our goal. We have to cry out the Lord. Not like a child is crying. It's not simply mechanical, just finish up our routine rituals. When japa is not done with love and attention, there is often no observable spiritual or material result. However, this same japa done with love and attention will enable us to perform all other our devotional practices in pure manner with love and attention. So when we are not chanting sincerely, it will affect our other spiritual activities. Will also become mechanical, and that love will not be there. One place Prabhupada says 90% of our advancement is dependent on chanting. Prabhupada says your japa beats are your ticket back to Godhead. So like this, many places Prabhupada is giving, and our whole movement, and our Acharya Bhakti Thakur Maharaj, Sat Koti Naam he japt, and Prabhupada also, and all great Acharyas, including the Lord himself. Chaitanya always used to have beats and keep chanting holy name. So our main focus, how I can improve in chanting the holy name, how can we cry out for the Lord for his help, so that we can move on our devotional path. Then we can directly establish our connection with the Lord, as Prabhupada has explained here. So I will stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.